Why masks? Because it's, first of all, fun, something unexpected, I hope. But it's also just to really force you to listen. Okay? Because I know if I would tell you, close your eyes, you would do it for 1 second. And then you would open it. But I really want you to really close your, let's say, thinking about the reality we are getting by looking, just by hearing. You know, we've had a lot of today, we heard a lot about how visual can affect, how audio can affect. And I just wanted to, well, play a little bit with you and so on. So I'm just gonna make sure, Olya, where's Olya? She's probably grabbing people. They tell the people that the demo is starting, they can join us here, they can relax, it's going to just take us a little. I want to have fun with you. We'll see what kind of, probably you have those different contests where one has to guess a sound or something like this. So we're going to start off with something like this. I just want to make sure that the audio actually works. Hold on. Okay, we have it. Okay. Okay, so just a second. I need a real quiet for a second. There, I wanted to say close the doors, but there is no doors here. So yeah. Okay, put your masks on, people. Put your masks on. Now photographers take photos. Okay? Okay. You can start to relax, you know, take it easy, see how it goes. Okay, I have 4 chapters for you. The first one, and I want to take you through how do we think about sounds, you know, in a way that how do we use them to boost our imagination, to paint something in your head. Why audio is sometimes so immersive? Because to get the same as text, it makes us visualize things. You know, it's like reading a book, and then you go and compare with your friend. How did you imagine, I don't know, Bilbo from The Lord of the Rings? You know, everyone had slightly different imagination of that, and that happens basically like this. Then when we get a visual, you know, when I say Harry Potter, most of you probably get just one image right now, you know, of the actor who played him and so on. So we want an easy one for start or a hard one for a start? Hard? Okay. What is it? Any ideas? Oh shit, what was that? That wasn't a sound on... Someone said monkey? A pig? No, not a pig. Monkey is correct, a howler. Okay, now I'm gonna give you something easy. Yeah. But you can see that there are certain sounds. I'm not even talking about sounds of like, you know, nature, animals or things, which we immediately associate with certain things. Now I'm going to understand how old are some of you. Oh yeah. My parents still remember the bills. What's that? What's this? Am I touching something or what is it? Okay. No. This is of course a dial-up internet. So if you remember it, that means you are an experienced person. So okay. What about this one? Oh wait, hold on, come back. Any clues? No, not Sony, not Nintendo, but yes, it's something. Windows, yes, which one? 95, I'm sorry, Windows 95, okay. Back to a more crazy one. Where are you? Damn, this guy is really good, you know? It's like when they have this, like, what is the melody TV show? It's the guy who understands every song. So, yeah, that was a balloon, which was squeaked. Okay, hold on. You will never get this one. No. Well, it's a crocodile who grabbed food. So, unfortunately, you lose this on this one. I mean, there are certain sounds then which we associate with certain moments, yes? Like this one, for example. It's usually given as an XD, you know, or you got it, or something like this. And then, I mean, some melodies which you may recognize immediately. Yes, 20th Century Fox. You immediately know that the movie is about to begin. I hope you felt relaxed, you know. I mean, there's no smell of popcorn or something like this. But this is a sound when you know, okay, now 2 hours of some passive entertainment. So, and why I'm asking you, what is it? Because as you know, in some cases you immediately associate the sound with something. In some cases you don't, and it's of course very hard to guess. And there are two reasons for it. One is that, well, you know on a certain assumption because, you know, a certain sound was immediately associated with something. And I've shown you a couple of audio brandings, you know, which we just immediately recognize just in a second, you know, because we use something like this. You know, so for those who are more into Apple ecosystem, you know, this wasn't my computer crashing, but just basically the sound. The other thing is, you know, because they were somehow encoded it or so. And of course, when, I don't know, it's like this crocodile thing, you know, that is of course something what we hear less, and it was of course mixed with water. So it kind of loses you. In order to understand what that is, you would need to, I don't know, if you would see that, you would immediately tell me that this is a crocodile, because you would have a visual accompany in a way. And I'm showing, and I'm not showing, okay. You are listening to this because each sound paints something in your head. So when I was giving you Netflix logo, audio logo, you probably have seen this moment, you know, this little red N showing up in your head. But if there is not something which you don't recognize, you somehow try to paint this in your head. And we can use it to our advantage in a way when we are trying to, you know, design stories. And when I think, we talked today a lot about visuals, but when I think about the audio design, it's beautiful because it's still like trying to grab a scene, trying to grab a moment, but you have to look for something which will make it distinctive. And yeah, and sometimes you may walk around and you may don't exactly know where you are. And we are now moving on to chapter 2. Which is where we are. So try to understand why we are here. Any clues? Good. Okay, someone said Middle East. Why? But it could have been, you know, I don't know. Yeah? Okay, okay, you're good. And that's actually, okay, let's listen to it. So, you know, now I'm asking you to be more, how to put it, sensible to what you're hearing. You know, normally you would hear it somewhere. And what was there? A honking, some noise, a prayer somewhere far. So honking is not exactly, I mean, I remember, you know, when I got into podcasting and I was recording the ambient sound for the first months, the people who edited always were coming back to me and saying, listen, dude, but the honking street is nothing, nothing unique. It's basically for your ears, whether I make it in Warsaw, in Sarajevo, Paris, Lebanon, you know, it's going to be very similar. There may be some differences, you know. In Poland, that would be more churches bells rather than prayers. But that pushes you, that limits your geography to what's a third of the world, you know, or a fourth. So, but this is really important moment here because it's about finding those little moments which tap into your pre-existing knowledge, you know? So you heard the prayer and you were like, okay, that narrows it down. It could be technically even Sarajevo, you know, or something like this, if I would record it on the proper time or an hour. Although last year I did like I was walking around the Sarajevo, and here you have like, you have a very multicultural city, so you can get, by sounds you can prove anything you want. Okay, let's try this one. General ambient. You said train station? Someone said train station? Nah, it's just Seattle. Busy garbage and a truck moving trash away somewhere in the far away. So there was nothing unique here, you know? So now, when I tell you, if I would tell you like, okay, show me where you are, by of course using audio, the whole purpose of it is to trying to find something which is distinct on the audio level, you know? Whether people know it or not, that's another thing, but just to something you paint a scene. So what's like, you know, imagine that this is a sound of empty toilet. Nothing is happening, okay, that's on purpose. But if I were to do it, you know, if I were to paint it, I'm designing a scene, audio scene, I have to give an element which will immediately recognize. So if I don't have to say like a narrator, we are in a toilet, you know? I can say something like, I mean, I can just do something like this. That's coming live from the toilet nearby, so it's just it, you know? I don't have to tell you where we are. If I'm building a scene, you know, I don't know, Zuza is talking and so on, you hear this flash in the background, you immediately, I ask you where we are, you say in a toilet, most likely. So where are we here? Not bad. Thank you, Marta. I stole your idea. Shh. Happy corner. Marta, masks on. So yeah, so this is the elevator. So those are the little elements. And why I'm bringing this up to you? Because I want you to start looking for the more as we go through different sound. You know, it's like a little bit of analysis, basically. So when later on you will hear some more, let's say, narrative podcast and so on, you can try to better understand or look what to look for. It's actually very hard. I think last year I was asking some people here, are there any sounds associated with Sarajevo? You know, something which some cities have, I don't know, famous bell, or maybe a melody played on the market, or something unique like, you know, a fountain or something like this. So it's in many places it's actually very hard to build it up. So here you will hear me talking. It's not important, but try to understand where we are here. And for those who understand Polish, you are not playing in this part. Sorry, not this one. What? Which one is it? Any ideas? I'll play one more time. So? Someone who has sports stadium? 3 people. Who has something else? Sports stadium it is. Now why? Whistle. That's the only thing. Without a whistle, it's whatever. It's a party place or something like this. You don't know basically what it is. So, okay. Any clue? Airport, one more time. Okay. Who has airport? Who has something else? It's a missile over Kiev which hit the TV tower in early March last year. It was recorded by accident by a colleague of mine. She was interviewing some people and it just flew over them. So this one element, it's okay, you associate it with a flying object, let's put it this way, which in this case was correct, but how often do you hear the sound of a flying ballistic missile, you know? So this is, you were tapping to pre-existing something. And okay, let's hear this one. Okay, war, that you got that right. So I'm gonna tell you what it is, and then, so this is people fleeing Irpin when it was shelled on the 5th of March last year. And I have to tell you, I don't know whether that sound of explosions was scary to you or something else, but this is one moment which the sound, I don't think it's able to give out the scale of emotions which you have, because there are 2 missing elements. One is the vibrations of the ground, and the second thing is how scared you are. We have this sound like here because it's actually part of a bigger visual and audio story we have done. It's called "We Have to Get Our Daughter Out of Irpin," and it's a photojournalist followed a family which was trying to evacuate their daughter from Irpin, and that last hit, which we heard, was very close to them, which the sound doesn't give away, and it basically disconnected the audio recorder. I mean, the shock wave basically turned it off. So those are moments, you know, where you're trying to, where we're trying to encode certain things, and the sound will always, you will always look into for something which is pre-existing in your heads, you know, which is like, what is it, trying to make sense of it. But if you don't make sense, this is where your head starts to work and try to visualize things. And I personally think this is beautiful. In a way, because it's not typical passive consumption, in a way. You know, you have different emotions, you have different feelings, you have different, I don't know, basically moments like this. And this is all builds up into some stories. which you can have. So I'm going to show you, okay, never mind. I'm very curious if you are, do you know this sound? Or the music, sorry, it's not the sound. Anyone? Anyone? Serial podcast, yes, the mother of the modern podcasting as we know it. So the season 1 is something which I strongly recommend to just listen to. Here is an introduction to a podcast we have done, which basically tells a story about a father and a son who are very close to nature, and they live in a Białowieża forest in Poland, which is bordering Poland and Belarus.
Słyszysz to? To skrzypi.
Titita, titita, titita.
You kind of understand where we are in the forest, yes? I mean, working with nature is easy when it comes to sounds. It's very easy to get. If you have a good microphone, you can even get a sound of ants moving or some insects, you know, so it's very actually beautiful in this way. Now I want to give you a little bit of a peek into a couple of narrative podcasts. So not a talk show podcast or something like this, but basically interesting podcasts which tell different stories. And this one is a sci-fi show, and you may recognize an actor who's playing the main role.
Dead air. Yeah, that's the first thing you learn to avoid in radio. Really creeps people out. And don't get me wrong, people in the North Country, they love quiet. But there's quiet and there's silence.
Hey! Who is there? Hey, stop! Stop!
I've gone through it in my head so many times since. He was wearing all black, I remember that. When I replay that morning, I can't help but ask myself, how the hell didn't I see it, right? It was right there in front of my face.
We are now getting some breaking news here out of Washington. We're learning that this does appear to be a major situation with national security implications. I'm being told that the president is moments away from addressing the nation from the White House.
Funny thing about silence, though, if you sit with it long enough, you might hear something that was there all along.
It's called Blackout. Anyone recognize the voice? Or it sounded familiar to someone? Oh, sorry, was there an answer here? Rami Malek. Yes, if you watched Jesus, what was it? Mr. Robot. Oh, that was a great TV show. Mr. Robot, or he played, someone from the Queen? Like, Freddy. He played Freddy. So, yeah. I mean, Q Code it's just a company which is full of great narrative podcasts, and it's really doing great stuff. I want to give you one more before.
Guys, I think I found something.
What is this?
This has been in the forest forever.
You freaked out over a bunch of buried trash? I don't think this is trash. It's more like wreckage, like an airplane.
My name is Talia Anderson.
What'd you do?
I didn't do anything. It just...
I'm in a U.S. military aircraft. I don't know when I am, what year this is, but I know you'll find this recording, and when you do, you'll need to find me. We have to stop Kronos before it obliterates everything. You understand? The future depends on you!
What is this thing?
We found the black box of a time machine. That's impossible. What I'm about to tell you does not leave this room. Kronos was a research initiative started by myself and my sniveling colleague, Alvin.
This is Alvin Renahan, Chrono Stability Test 4.
All I wanted to do was send a single particle through time. But Alvin twisted Kronos into something it was never meant to be.
She's spiking! Ow!
This is further than we've ever gotten.
Look at that! Shut it down! Shut it down!
But if Kronos is just a time machine, how's it supposed to destroy the entire universe?
Yeah, that's the question.
Guys, people with guns are at Gabe's house.
Did someone follow us?
They must have tracked the black box.
Oh, we're so dead. We're so dead.
How in the hell did this even happen?
Are you questioning my work?
Enough, Alvin. What I want to know is how a bunch of bedwetters got to this before us.
Where are you going? To steal a time machine. Are you insane? We're 13. If you have a better idea, every idea is a better idea.
Why do you make me out to be such a monster? Kronos is going to change the world. What have you done, Alvin?
I built it. 10 years. I sweat for it, bled for it. I did, Tall.
And now you're gonna kill us all.
I'm not gonna kill you all, don't worry. So before I wrap this up, I just want to say one thing. You know, a lot of podcasts, 99% of them is just utilizing the voice of hosts, and it's actually, I think, missing on the power of adding some more sound layer or anything just to be slightly more immersive. I've given you mostly English language examples because of the sake of the conference and now that we speak many languages, but in many countries you can probably find examples of good narrative shows, and I encourage you to find them out because they are super immersive and you can actually try to have your stories told in a different way, not just, you know, one person talking, two person talking, but more encourage people. And I want to finish off with something funny. There was one podcast, it's called Through. A guy traveled on the Pacific Crest Trail. I don't know if you know about this trail. It's a very long hiking trail. He did like 20 podcast episodes about it, but in one episode he was super hungry. He recorded it, and then someone made a song out of it, and then that song made it back to the show. So with this, because this is what I actually also want, I'm gonna leave you off.
Burger and fries. 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 Fries.
I don't know about you, but I'm getting hungry.
Burger and fries. 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 Burger.
Oh, it's like a, you know, typical techno song. It's gonna go on like this for next 2 minutes.
Fries. 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 Fries.
I mean, it's really funny to see how many of you is actually moving your heads right now.
Oh, I'm so close to having a burger.
And fries. And hopefully like a Coke. Or something like that. A soda. Burger and fries. Burger and fries.
this beautiful sound, I want to thank you for the day one of Point. It was a pleasure as a mixer to join you and be able to deliver this demo experience to you. I hope you'll remember. You can keep the mask, provided you donate to Mixer, of course, handsomely. No, the mask is yours. Carry on.